call your case. For the people in the courtroom, when I call your name, I'm going to direct you to come forward to one of the 3 stations in the front. While you're at the station, I need you to speak loudly and clearly. One of my responsibilities today is to make sure that everything that you say gets properly recorded. After you're done at the station, I'll direct you to see my clerks in the lobby. Their windows are located to the left once you've exited through the double doors at the rear of the courtroom. When you leave the courtroom, go out through those double doors, make a left before you get to the metal detector, and that'll get you to my clerk's windows. Luis Vega, if you would come to station number 1, please. Good afternoon. I have a document that alleges that on November 23rd of 2021, at about 11:45 at night, in the area of the 5500 block of I-270, it's alleged that you engaged in careless driving and driving without proof of insurance when required. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing? All right, the city attorney says that he's unable to find the crash report or collision report and needs more time to review that report before discussing the case further with you, and is asking to postpone this case to give him a chance to track that down. Are you agreeing with that? All right, did you watch the advisement of rights video? Okay, good. So when you go to the windows in the lobby, and this is case number 10649, EM 10649, my clerks are going to give you a notice of the new court date and time. We'll set the pretrial out about 30 days, okay? Do you have any questions? Okay, go ahead and go out to the windows in the lobby, see my clerk. Ms. Shin, could I ask you to put your device on mute until I'm ready to call your case, please?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
That's okay. All right, Stephen Arguello, if you would unmute your device.
Sir, he never signed back on. He was on here as soon as Adam denied his request for the motion. It looks like he hung up and he has not signed back on yet.
Okay, Adam objected. I'm going to go ahead and deny it because it's untimely filed, but let me know when he comes back on.
Oh, he's signing in right now. Hold on just a moment.
Okay.
He's on, sir.
All right, thank you. Stephen Arguello, if you would unmute your device, please.
Okay.
Good afternoon. Mr. Arguello, I have a motion to set aside the entry of default that entered when you failed to appear on October 27th of 2021. This is for a speeding ticket that you received on September 15th of 2021. Your motion just says that you lost the ticket and the court date had already passed by the time you remembered it. Why did you wait until now to contact the court?
Well, Your Honor, there's something going on with this because I have a citation number. I got all this from the DMV because I'm trying to get my license back, but they gave me a Commerce City citation number, and then they gave me an Adams County citation number, and it's the same ticket but different citation numbers. Adams County sees driving under revocation, and the speeding ticket. And I don't know what you guys see, but you keep telling me a speeding ticket. But you know, I'm getting charged for the same thing in county court and in municipal court, and that's not right. I tried to get a hold of the officer.
It isn't right, but there wouldn't be two cases originating from the same event. If the police charge you with driving under revocation and speeding in the county court, then that would have a completely different case number than our case number.
Yeah, but none of them were Adams County sheriff, policemen. It was all Commerce City.
You weren't charged with driving under revocation here. Hold on just a sec.
I mean, I could give you the citation numbers.
I've actually got the citations. I'm looking at them.
Okay.
All right, this is alleged to have happened on September 15th of 2021. Let's see. Yeah, I show that you were revoked for refusal on June 17th of 2021. And I'm not showing an Adams County case at all.
Well, I called them and I gave them the citation I have, and they just took away the warrant and rescheduled me for a March 14th date.
I'm not showing that they even have a case against you in Adams County. Let me have that case number.
Okay. Adams County case number is E as in Eric, C as in carrot, 00005566.
Yeah, that's not a case number. That's a police report number.
I mean, I'm just kind of confused on why I'm getting charged twice for the same ticket.
Yeah, actually, I'm not concerned that you're charged twice. I'm concerned that you failed to appear on the ticket that you received on September 15th, which required you to appear on October 27th, and then today is the first we've heard from you about this ticket. Your request is untimely filed, but I want to make sure that you don't get charged twice for the same offense. So give me just one moment. The good news is modern technology is going to let me check with the Adams County records. And since I have you on the phone, I'll just do that. You're on Zoom. Okay, what I'm showing your case number is, and you should write this down, is 21T7593. You're appearing in Adams County in Division R on March 14th of 2022 at 10:30 in the morning. That's your arraignment date.
Sorry, Your Honor. Can you give me that?
I can give it all of it to you. 21T7593. You're appearing in Division R on March 14th of 2022 at 10:30 in the morning. Okay? Now, what you're going to need to do in order for me to even consider your case is get a copy of the ticket that you were issued that is that case number. If you don't have it, get a copy of it from the court. Then submit it to my court and file another motion to set aside the plea. Because if you're charged with a speeding ticket in that case from September 15th of 2021 at 1:12 in the morning, then you are being charged twice for the same offense, and I'll set aside the default in my case. If you're not, then you'll have to pay this ticket in order to get your license back. Okay?
Okay.
And if you don't want to wait till March, just go up to Adams County, give them that case number, and tell them you want a copy of the ticket. They'll give that to you.
I mean, I have the ticket somewhere. I can, I could find it, but,
Okay.
so what's gonna happen? I don't understand, like, who will drop what? Will the Adams County drop that case, or will you guys drop it, or
Well, again, at this
who
point,
picks it up?
you've defaulted. You didn't deal with this when you should have, either one. But what I can do is, if you're being charged twice, I'll go ahead and defer our case to Adams County and let them deal with it, and I'll dismiss ours. But if you're not, if they're not the same speeding ticket, then you have to pay this one, because you didn't deal with it in October like you were supposed to.
Okay, all right.
So what you're telling me is that back on September 15th of 2021, Officer Matthews from the Commerce City Police Department gave you 2 tickets. That's what you're telling me.
Listen, he gave me 1 ticket. I talked to a sergeant. I mean, we were there for a minute, Your Honor. Basically, they had no reason to even stop me. Wasn't doing anything wrong. They were behind me for blocks and blocks and blocks until they decided to pull me over. I didn't do anything wrong to even get pulled over. But now they're saying Adams is saying, but this is not from us. This has to be from Commerce City. And then I called Commerce City, and they're like, well, you got to get a hold of the officer and have him deal with it. And why do I have to do any of that?
Yeah, Mr. Arguello, first, the things that you're telling me, I'm not finding very credible, okay? 2 things. One, if he only
Okay.
gave you 1 ticket.
I don't have no reason to lie to you, Your Honor.
Well, actually you do. Your license is revoked. You've got a ticket that's preventing you
No,
from
I
getting
don't.
your license reinstated. I mean, all of these things are reasons for you to tell me whatever you think I'm going to want to hear in order to dismiss your ticket. What I'm telling you is, what I show is that on September 15th, he gave you a ticket for speeding. Not for doing nothing, but for speeding. You failed to appear on October 27th, so I issued a default against you. You're telling me that Adams County contacted you for the same offense and is also charging you with
No, I
driving
didn't
under revocation.
say
Let me
that.
finish. I'll give you a chance to talk.
Never
Let
said,
me finish.
Honor.
I've looked at your record, and there is a revocation action from DMV against you from June of 2021. So that makes sense to me that you're charged with driving under revocation. Now the question is, if you're charged with both in Adams and only speeding in ours, the cop would have had to give you 2 tickets, 1 to Adams and 1 to Commerce City. They don't normally do that. You're telling me you got 1 ticket. Okay, great. I don't know which one it is. If it's not this one, if it's one for Adams County, I'd like to see it. Okay?
You know what?
What?
Your Honor, can I speak now?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. I'm not a liar. I have no reason to lie. You know what I mean? I do recall them writing a ticket, taking that ticket, and writing another ticket. Maybe that's what happened. I don't see how they caught me speeding when they're behind me, tailing me, and saying I got speeding by gun on the ticket. I don't understand that. Like I said, I didn't do anything wrong to get pulled over. It was late at night. That was it. That was the only reason why maybe they pulled me over. I don't know. But I just don't want to, have to deal with, the same ticket on 2 different in the county and in Commerce City. It's ridiculous. And
I don't
that's
blame
not
you.
my fault.
I don't blame you. If it's the same ticket, you shouldn't have to deal with both. But it sounds like you never appeared in Adams County either, right?
Well, I did call them. They did reschedule. They did exit the warrant. I've done everything I could, to not have a warrant and to tell them I need to reappear and so, I don't see where that's relevant here either. You know what I mean? Really. But,
Yeah,
I
Mr.
will get a hold of Adams County and let them know. And yeah.
Mr. Arcoyo, you didn't do everything you could do to avoid the warrant. You didn't show up on the arraignment day. That's all you had to do, both here or there, either one, and you didn't. So they issued a warrant, and I issued a default. That's what you're trying to take care of months later. And so if you have a copy of the ticket from Adams County, the one that directs you to go to Adams County, find it. Provide it to my staff. I'll look at it and see if it's arising out of the same case as ours. That's all I can do. But for today, I'm not going to dismiss this case until I see the Adams County ticket.
I understand. So, they did write me a ticket. they took that ticket back and they wrote me
That's
another
what you're
ticket.
saying? I don't have any evidence of that
Palmer City
second ticket.
cops.
So get that second ticket.
What
Get
you
it
do,
to
they
me.
do have cash. I mean,
Yeah, I've got other people.
but I will find
I've
the
got
ticket.
other people to deal with, Mr.
Yeah.
Arguello. Find it, submit it to my court. My clerks will set you for a new date and time because I'm not going to set aside the default at this point today. Okay?
All right. All right.
All right. So you can go ahead and leave the meeting. All right, so in this case, I am denying the motion to set aside the default without prejudice to give him an opportunity to provide me with the proof that he was charged twice for the same offense, once in the municipal court, once in the county court. Ayan Omar, are you in the courtroom? I'm dismissing your case. If you'll just go to the windows in the lobby, this is case number 3662. I'm dismissing your case. Go to the lobby. My clerks will give you a copy of the order, and then you're free to leave. Okay? Mm-hmm.
So, well done, over. Just like we always planned. You!
Right. Juan Carrillo, if you would come to station number 2, please. Good afternoon. This matter is scheduled for the pretrial conference docket, and I have a note that says that you need more time to consult with an attorney. Is that correct? All right. The city attorney has no objection. This is case number EM-4276. We're going to reset this matter for a pretrial conference in about 30 days. Hopefully that'll be enough time for you to get the attorney. When you go to the windows in the lobby and see my clerks, they'll give you the notice of the new court date and time. Okay? Uh-huh. Okay. Ghulam Hasrat, if you would come to station number 3. Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Dieters. I have a document that indicates that there's been a proposed disposition reached in this case whereby if your client pleads guilty to the added reduced charge of driving the vehicle with an obstructed windshield, the city attorney will dismiss the original red light violation. Is that a correct statement of the proposed disposition? Yeah, let's set it over. And I'll authorize, you guys can appear by video if you want to have him. All right, so let's pick a date. All right, today is January 13th. You know, pretty much, I just need 2 weeks to get a Dari interpreter, and we can do it by video. So the 26th, 27th, February 2nd, February 3rd. To be safe, why don't we go February 2nd or February 3rd if you're available? We do them at 1:15. The 2nd at 1:15? All right, we'll set this matter, case number 12018, on February 2nd, 2022 at 1:15 in the afternoon. We'll get a Dari interpreter for that court date and time. If you'll go to the windows in the lobby, see my clerks, they'll give you a reminder notice of that, and we'll hold on to this proposed disposition until that date. Thank you. You too. Okay, Binadu Upadhyay and the Nepalese interpreter.
Yes,
If you
Your
would both
Honor.
unmute your device.
अब विनोद प्रसाद उपाध्यायजीको मुद्दालाई अगाडि बोलाइँदैछ. Okay, Your Honor.
All right, and the interpreter, if I could have your name, please.
Ramesh Nakarmi, Your Honor. Ramesh
But-
Nakarmi.
Okay. Could you spell your last name for me?
Nakarmi.
And if you would raise your right hand, do you swear firm under penalty of law that you will truthfully and faithfully, without embellishment or exaggeration, translate from the English language to the Nepali language, from the Nepali language to the English language to the best of your ability?
I do.
Thank you. And how do you pronounce the defendant's last name? Upadhyay?
Upadhyaya.
Say it again.
Upadhyaya.
Upadhyaya. All right.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Upadhyaya, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, the city attorney will dismiss the original failure to yield charge against you. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
उपाध्यायजी, मेरो अगाडि भएको कागज अनुरूप तपाईमाथि लागेको जुन मुद्दा छ, पुँजी काटिएको छ, त्यसमा रहेको मुद्दालाई हटाएर त्यसमाथि खराबी भएको गाडी चलाइएको भन्ने मुद्दा हेरफेर गरेर त्यसमाथि त्यो अनुसार लाग्ने नियम अनुरूप तपाईमाथि दण्ड सजाय तोकियोस् भनेर चाहिँ जुन प्रस्ताव लेखिएको कागज मेरो सामु आएको छ, त्यो सही तपाईको जानकारीमा सही हो?
कस्तो मैले कुरै बुझिनँ, अलि एकपल्ट अझ भनिदिनुस् न.
The defendant is requesting interpreter repeat it once again, Your Honor.
Okay. The document is, if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, this is a 2-point violation. The city attorney will dismiss the original charge of failure to yield right-of-way. And is this how you wish to proceed?
तपाईको मुद्दामा यदि तपाईले आफ्नो गल्ती स्वीकार्नु भएको अवस्थामा तपाईले गल्ती स्वीकार्नु भएको कारण देखाइ तपाईमाथि लागेको मुद्दालाई हटाएर मामुली मुद्दा को रूपमा खराबी भएको गाडी चलाएको भन्ने मुद्दालाई अगाडि बढाइकन त्यसमाथि ती अनुरूप चाहिँ तपाईलाई सजाय तोकिने छ भनेर लेखिएको जुन प्रस्ताव मेरो सामु आएको छ, सही हो?
अब गल्ती त मेरो आफूलाई, किनभने स्टप साइनमा मैले रोके थिएँ हैन, उनीहरुको त अब राइट थियो हैन. अब मलाई त आफूले गल्ती गरे जस्तो लाग्छ. म आफ्नो एक्सेप्ट गर्छु म. तर गाडी बिग्रे थिएन मेरो.
Your Honor, I did not have a defective vehicle, but I do believe I it was my error at the time of the accident.
All right, the defective vehicle is simply the charge the city prosecutor has chosen in order to reduce the original charge against you.
तपाईमाथि लागेको मुद्दामा लाग्न सक्ने जुन सजाय छ त्यो सजाय घटाउनको लागि त्यो ओरिजिनल मुद्दालाई चाहिँ खारेज गरेर तपाईलाई एकदमै सामान्य मामुली मुद्दा मात्र लगाएर तपाईलाई 2 पोइन्ट मात्र तपाईको लाइसेन्स हुने गरी यो प्रक्रिया बढाउन खोजिएको हो तपाईमाथि सजाय घटाउनको लागि चाहिँ अर्को मुद्दा हालिएको हो
यो 2 पोइन्ट घटाउनको लागि हो यो
Is it to reduce 2 points assessment?
Yes, it's to reduce it to a 2-point assessment.
2 point घटाउनु होइन 2 पोइन्टमा मात्रै सीमित गर्नको लागि चाहिँ यो मुद्दा अगाडि बढाउन खोज्यो
2 पोइन्टमा मात्रै
हजुर 2 पोइन्ट मात्र लाग्ने गरिकन
हस्
Okay, Your Honor.
All right. Did you review the rights that you have with the interpreter, both for trial and appeal, so that you understand all of the rights that you have in this case?
आफ्नो मुद्दालाई सुनवाईको प्रक्रियामा लैजान पाउने विषयमा र तपाईको अन्य अधिकारहरू Your Honor, I missed out after the trial.
Okay, so you reviewed the advisement of rights with him, but not all of them?
No, I did. No, I just missed out what you just stated, Your Honor. I
Okay,
apologize.
yes. I said, were you able to review the advisement of rights that you have in this case, both for trial and appeal with the interpreter?
Correct. Thank you. तपाईको चाहिँ सुनवाईको प्रक्रियामा लैजान पाउने अधिकार र पुनरावेदन अदालतमा पुनरावेदन दिन पाउने अधिकारको विषयमा जुन तपाईलाई यो अधिकारहरू पढेर सुनाइएको थियो दोभाषी मार्फत तपाईले आफ्नो भाषामा चाहिँ बुझ्न पाउनु भएको थियो कि थिएन
बुझे मैले हजुरले भने बुझे यस
Yes, I understood, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are renouncing all of those rights that you were advised of?
तपाईले आज आफ्नो गल्ती स्वीकार्नु भएको अवस्थामा यो सम्पूर्ण नागरिक अधिकारहरू तपाईले स्वत रूपमा त्यागेको सरह हुन जानेछ भन्ने चीज तपाईले बुझ्नु भएको छ
हजुर हजुर
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
तपाईको इच्छा विपरीत कसैले तपाईलाई यो निर्णय गर्नको लागि जबरजस्ती गरेको करकापमा पारेको दबाब दिएको छ
छैन त्यस्तो केही पनि छैन
No, Your Honor, nothing like that.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
तपाईलाई यो बयान दिनको लागि कसैले कुनै किसिमको प्रलोभन तपाईलाई देखाएको छ
छैन त्यस्तो केही छैन
No, Your Honor, nothing like that.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
आजको अदालतका सामु तपाईले आफ्नो निर्णय गर्ने क्षमतामा कमी कमजोरी ल्याउने कुनै किसिमको नशालु पदार्थ मादक पदार्थ या औषधि तपाईले सेवन गर्नु भएको छ
छैन छैन केही गरेको छैन
No, Your Honor.
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle on November 16th of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
नोभेम्बर 16 तारिखमा भएको घटनालाई मामुली मुद्दाको रूपमा खराबी भएको गाडी चलाइएको भनेर अगाडि बढाउन खोजेको यो मुद्दामा तपाईले के बयान दिन चाहनुहुन्छ त
गाडी त खराबी थिएन मेरो हैन अब त्यो जाने क्रममा हजुरलाई मैले भने नि त्यो अब त्यो स्टप साइनमा रोकेर म क्रस गर्न लाग्दा उताबाट आएको गाडीले मलाई हान्दियो त्यही अरु मलाई त्यस्तो खासै के भन्नु छैन
I did not necessarily have a defective vehicle. However, when I was turning at the stop sign, the vehicle that was coming from the right, the direction from my right came and hit me. But besides that, I don't have anything much to say, Your Honor.
I understand the facts of the case, but legally, I need you to either plead guilty or not guilty to the charge so that I can enter it as a conviction.
घटनामा भएको प्रकृति र सम्पूर्ण विवरणहरू मेरो सामु छँदैछ कानुनी रूपमा तपाईले अहिले चाहिँ मलाई भन्नुपर्ने चीज मेरो गल्ती हो भनेर तपाईले स्वीकार्नुहुन्छ कि म निर्दोष छु भनेर दाबी गर्नुपर्ने
हैन मेरो
त्यो
गल्ती नै छ
गर्नुभएको
किनभने
अवस्थामा मैले त्यो अनुसार सजाय तोकेर चाहिँ यो नि छिनोफानो आज गर्नको
हजुर
लागि
मेरो गल्ती छ किन भन्दाखेरि मैले अब उनीहरूको स्टप साइन थिएन अनि मेरो हिसाबले गल्ती मेरो नै छ जस्तो लागेको छ किनभने उनीहरूको स्टप साइन थिएन उसले आफ्नो उसको राइट थियो उसले हाँकेर लग्यो म आफ्नो स्वीकार गर्छु यसो गर्छु
I would plead guilty, Your Honor, because I had a stop sign. The cross traffic did not have the stop sign. I had the right of the way, and when I proceeded, I got myself into the accident. So yes, that would be plead guilty, Your Honor.
All right, I will accept your guilty plea. I have reviewed the accident report. Is there anything else that you want me to consider before I impose the sentence against you?
तपाईले गल्ती स्वीकार्नु भएको बयानलाई चाहिँ मैले स्वीकार गर्दैछु अदालतमा अब तपाईमाथि सजाय तोक्नु अघि घटनामा भएको कुनै विवरण तपाई मलाई बुझाउन चाहनुहुन्छ भने अहिले भन्न सक्नुहुन्छ
घटनामा त त्यही हो मैले त्यही भनेको त्यही नै हो त्यस्तो खासै केही छैन हैन भन्नुपर्ने मैले त्यही नै हो
I've already stated what I needed to share already, Your Honor, so I don't have any additional matter to bring forth.
Okay, you have what appears to be a clear driving record. How long have you been driving in Colorado?
तपाईको ड्राइभिङ रेकर्ड हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ एकदमै सफा रेकर्ड नै देखिएको छ कोलोराडोमा चाहिँ तपाईले गाडी चलाउन थाल्नु भएको हाँक्न थाल्नु भएको कति भयो
मेरो त्यही 1.5 वर्ष जति भयो
About a year and a half, Your Honor.
Okay. I have to impose an aggravated fine against you because of the accident itself. I'm going to impose a fine of $140 plus surcharges plus court costs.
तपाईमाथि चाहिँ केही जरिवाना चाहिँ लगाउनु पर्ने कानुनी रूपमा जरिवाना चाहिँ तोक्नु पर्ने कारणले गर्दाखेरि तपाईमाथि जरिवानाको रूपमा $140 जरिवाना तोक्दैछु त्यो सँगसँगै थप सरचार्ज र कोर्टको शुल्क पनि त्यसमा लाग्ने गरिकन मैले तपाईमाथि यो जरिवाना तोक्दैछु
When you leave the meeting, my clerks will send you an email telling you what the total is and working out the payment arrangements for you, including a payment plan if you need one.
तपाईलाई आज यो तपाईको मुद्दा टुङ्गिसकेपछि तपाईलाई कोर्टको क्लर्कको चाहिँ अर्को मिटिङमा यहाँबाट निस्केर चाहिँ तपाईले जान पाउनुहुनेछ त्यहाँ चाहिँ तपाईलाई यो यसको विषयमा जरिवाना र सम्पूर्ण टोटल शुल्क चाहिँ कति पैसा रकम लाग्नेछ भन्ने विषयमा चाहिँ तपाईलाई कोर्टको क्लर्कले चाहिँ तपाईले इमेलबाट पठाउने सबै यो व्यवस्था मिलाउनेछ कुरा तपाईलाई बुझाइदिनुहुनेछ Okay.
Do you have any questions?
तपाईलाई अरु केही सोध्नु छ
त्यो ठिकै छ अब त्यस्तो खासै केही सोध्नु पर्ने छैन अब त्यो मलाई त्यो जुन आउँछ त्यो हामीले त्यो इमेलबाट पठाउनु पर्ने हुन्छ हैन पछि
So I have no questions in particular, Your Honor, but I will only have to be responding to the email correspondence that I'll be receiving regarding the case. Is that correct?
Correct.
हजुर.
हुन्छ.
Okay.
All right, you may go ahead and leave the meeting, and the interpreter may leave the meeting, and thank you very much for your assistance, Mr. Nakarma.
Absolutely, Your Honor. Have a great day. अब यहाँबाट निस्केर चाहिँ हामी जाँदा पनि हुन्छ भन्नुभएको छ
अब सक्यो हैन त
हजुर
ए हस् धन्यवाद हजुरलाई पनि नमस्ते
Thank you. Jacob Ott, if you would unmute your device, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Give me a moment while I pull up your case. This is 1871, EM1871. And Mr. Golden, I'm going to need the stations. Please, thank you. Mr. Ott, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, on December 2nd of 2000, or the city attorney will dismiss the original charge from December 2nd of 2021 at about 9 o'clock in the morning in the area of York and Brighton Boulevard here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
Yes, Your Honor.
This is where that low bridge is. You drove under it, didn't you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. Okay, don't worry, you're not the first one that has done that. All right. Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, I believe I did.
Well, you would remember it would be basically a picture of me giving you all of your rights in about an 8-minute long video.
Yes, I watched the beginning of it.
You didn't watch the whole thing?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, guess what? You're going to have to back up to go back to that link, watch the whole video. Once you've completed watching the video, pop back up into my station here and wave at me and I'll recall your case then. It's mandatory that you watch that entire video. Okay?
Okay, yes, Your Honor.
All right. So go ahead and pass your matter for just a moment. You can go ahead and put your device on mute until you finish.
Okay. All right. Andrew Roybal, if you would come to station number 1, please. This is case number EM4287. All right. First, I'll go ahead and cancel the warrant that I issued when you failed to appear last week. Second, I have a document that alleges that on December 4th of 2021, at about 2:15 in the afternoon, in there at 5990 Dahlia Street, that's the Walmart store located here in Commerce City, it's alleged that you committed the offense of theft. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing? All right, the city attorney said that he went over the advisement of rights form with you, as well as the elements form. That is, he explained what he would have to prove in order for you to be found guilty of committing this offense if this case went to trial. Did he go ahead and go over those elements with you? Okay, good. Now, he says that you wish to have the court appoint an attorney to represent you in this case. Is that correct? All right, I've got a bunch of questions that I need to ask you, so give me just a few minutes here. All right, we have an address for you on Decatur Street. Is that still a good address for you? I can't hear you. Okay, do you have a current mailing address? All right, we have a phone number for you that the last 3 digits are 3313. Is that still a good way to communicate with you, is calling that cell phone number? You do have a phone? Let me have that phone number. Okay. All right, 303-865-0161. Is that right? Okay, good. Do you have any ownership interest in any real estate, houses, or anything like that? All right, are you single, married, separated, or divorced? Okay, do you have any minor children that you're responsible for? Okay, are there any outstanding child support orders against you? Okay. Are you currently employed in any way? How long have you been unemployed? Okay, just a couple years? Are you currently receiving any type of unemployment compensation benefits? Just Social Security? And approximately how much do you get each month? Sorry? Okay. Are you receiving any other type of public assistance? Okay, that's fine. Do you own any cars? Do you have any ownership interest in any financial transaction devices? Treasury bonds, savings bonds, retirement plans?
Okay? Is there anyone that's providing financial assistance to you that we haven't discussed? Okay? All right, I'm going to find that you qualify for a court-appointed attorney. We're going to set your case for a pretrial conference. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Obviously, the only way they're going to be able to reach you is on your cell phone, so make sure you keep that active. When you go to the windows in the lobby and see my clerks, they're going to give you the notice of the new court date and time, so make sure you come back on that date and time. The warrant that I had previously issued for your arrest is canceled, so you don't have to worry about police contact. It'll take a day for that to happen to get off the record. So go ahead and go to the windows, see my clerks. They'll give you the new court date and time. We'll see you back then, all right?
Donovan Teague, please join the breakout room. Donovan?
All right, Jose Zamora, if you would unmute your device.
Your Honor, this is Carlos Migoya on behalf of Jose Zamora.
Okay, and is he appearing, or are you asking to waive his appearance?
I'm asking to waive his appearance, Your Honor.
All right, give me just a moment while I pull up the ticket. Shoot, I should have pulled up the other documents. Give me a sec. All right, Mr. Migoya, I have a document that indicates that if on behalf of your client, you enter a plea of guilty to speeding 85 in a 63, a 6-point violation, and your client completes the Alive at 25 class and 16 hours of useful public service, the city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge of 106 in a 65 zone, which occurred on November 5th of 2021 at about 9 o'clock at night in the area of the 8900 block of I-76 here in Commerce City. Is that a correct statement of the proposed disposition?
That is correct, and he's given me authority to enter a guilty plea to the 6-point violation with those conditions on his behalf.
All right. Then as to the added reduced charge of speeding 85 in a 65 zone, a 6-point violation on November 5th of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And again, I'll waive the defendant's appearance pursuant to 167202, accept the proffered guilty plea. Anything by way of mitigation?
Your Honor, prior to this, my client has nothing even remotely as severe as that 12-point ticket. What I can say is that my client's a 22-year-old young man. I think he will learn and hopefully take a lot from that Alive at 25 class, which I've always thought was a great class. He's a hardworking kid. He's a plumber's apprentice. He works for an individual that I've known for many years now, and I've known this young man for over a year. I was quite surprised when I heard what happened here. This is not a guy who was trying to race or anything like that. It's just unfortunately on that day, he had been working some serious extra hours and was heading home quite late. And a combination of the tiredness and disconnection led to a heavy foot.
All right, thank you. There's nothing in aggravation on his driving record. Just have to do higher math. Give me just a moment here. All right, it's not as bad as it looks with no other aggravating factors. His schedule fine's $280. I'm going to impose the $280 fine. I'm going to suspend 160 of it because I am going to order that he does the Alive at 25 class and the 16 hours of community service. obviously there's going to be court costs added to the $120 fine that I am not suspending. So when you leave the meeting, Mr. Magoya, my clerks will reach out to you by email. They'll tell you what the total is. They'll give you a stay of execution for the fines and court costs. They'll give you a referral to the Alive at 25 class. Tell your client it's incredibly important that he contacts them right away. Those classes are getting filled up almost 2 full months out. My clerks will give you a deadline of about 7 weeks out, but he needs to call them right away so he can get signed up for a class that's before the deadline. Also, when he finishes the class, they'll give him a certificate of completion. It's his responsibility to make sure that certificate gets submitted to the court by the deadline my clerks give him. And one of the things I always advise people is he should send a copy of that certificate to his insurance agent. You never know, they might give him a discount for doing the driving class, because you know they're going to want to jack up his rates when they see this ticket. So make sure that he sends a copy to his insurance agent. Also, my clerks will send you the form that we use for the useful public service. Again, they'll give him a deadline. Have him find a place that interests him so that it's less like punishment. He can do it anywhere. He can do it up in Brighton. The only requirement that I make is that the place that he picks to do it must be a legitimate nonprofit agency. So that's a fairly broad scope of places. Churches, schools, Meals on Wheels, Boys and Girls Club, food banks, animal shelters, whatever he finds interesting. Have him do the community service, have the form filled out, and submit that to the court by the deadline. Hopefully, you're right, he'll learn his lesson from this experience, and I'll never see him again. All right?
Have a good day, Your Honor. Good to see
All
you.
right. You too. You can leave the meeting. It's always good to see you, Mr. McGoy. All right. On the record regarding Terrell Holmes, if you would go ahead and unmute your device. Mr. Holmes, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. I'm actually glad to see you because your name was popping up on my computer yesterday, and I saw that you weren't scheduled till today, so I've been ignoring it. Let's see what we got.
I apologize. I was scheduled for I believe it was the 6th, to come into court. But I just started a new job through the CEO program. So I kind of spaced it out. I thought it was for the 7th. So I hurried up. I got on it the next day, and I sent 2 emails in, and then they gave me 2 dates to pick, which was one for yesterday and one for today. So I didn't have to work today, so I picked this one.
All right, that's fine. Now that you've appeared, I'm going to go ahead and cancel the warrant. I'm going to waive the warrant fee, so you don't have to worry about that. Because, like I said, it's been popping up on my computer, and I saw the email you sent, so I didn't want to, take any action until you appeared today. Obviously, if you had not appeared today, then I would have just let the warrant keep going. But since you did, warrant canceled, fee waived. All right, I got to go through a bunch of things with you. So let me get to the ticket itself. I have a document that alleges that on December 4th of 2021, at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it's alleged that you committed the offense of theft. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, again, this is at 5797 Quebec Street here in Commerce City. The city attorney said that he reviewed the elements of the charge with you. In other words, he explained to you what he would have to prove if this case went to trial in order for you to be found guilty. Did he go over those elements with you?
Yes.
Okay, good. Let's see. He says that you wish to have the court-appointed attorney to represent you in this case. Is that correct?
Yes. I mean, I wanted, if I could get it handled today, I mean, that would be nice, but.
Well, to be candid, he's telling me that you're on probation out of Denver, since I don't have any of the details of that probation, I don't want to put you at risk of having your probation revoked based on this case unless we have a clear understanding of what the consequences are going to be, okay? So you're probably better served by having an attorney investigate this a little bit on your behalf, okay?
Yes,
All right.
sir.
With that in mind, I'm going to go through a bunch of questions for you. All right, let's see. First, I have an address for you here in Commerce City on East 60th Avenue. Is that address still good for you?
Yes.
Okay, do you have a phone number where you can be reached?
Yes, it's 720
Okay,
829 0574.
okay, 720-829-0574?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Give me just a moment. All right, are you married, single, separated, or divorced?
Single.
Okay, do you have any minor children that you're responsible for?
Yes, I have a 4-year-old daughter.
Okay, is that the only child?
Yes.
Okay, is there any court-ordered child support in effect?
No, sir.
Okay. And does the child live with you?
Yes, she does.
Okay, good. All right. Do you have any ownership interest in any real estate of any type?
No.
All right. Are you currently employed in any way?
Yes, I go through it's a program. It's called CEO. So I guess I work with them 4 days a week. It's part-time. And I just completed the classes and I started my first day yesterday.
Okay. Do you know if they're going to pay you hourly or salary?
I believe it's hourly. I get paid.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I said it's hourly. I get paid the same day. So once I'm done working, I get paid at the end of the day.
Do you know how much you're going to be earning by the hour?
I believe it's $15.80.
Okay. How many people how many people are relying on your income? In other words, your household. It's you, the child. Is there a child's mother or anybody else?
Yes. Her mother, she does stay with me,
Okay.
but it's just me and my daughter on my lease though.
Oh, okay. All right. So for two people. All right. Any other sources of income that we have not discussed? Unemployment compensation benefits?
No.
Workman's compensation benefits?
No.
Social Security disability?
No.
So any other type of public assistance?
No.
Have you applied for food stamps?
I did. I don't know how it's gonna take I guess get back to me, but recently did.
Yeah, you should follow up with that. And do you have Medicaid for the child?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm
All
at
right. Do you own any automobiles? Any cars?
no, sir.
Do you have any ownership interest in any financial transaction devices? Savings bonds, treasury bonds,
No.
anything like that?
No, sir.
Okay, great. Then I will find that you qualify for a court-appointed attorney. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. We'll set your case over for a pretrial conference. I'll have the attorney contact you, and hopefully you can resolve this at your next appearance. Make sure you tell them that you're on probation out of Denver so that they can be sure to investigate that before entering into any disposition. Oh, I just realized there's two more questions I have to ask. Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Yeah, did you watch the advisement of rights video?
No, they didn't have me watch any video.
Okay, you need to watch that video before I can call your case the next time you appear, okay?
Okay.
All right, it's going to be on the video link. It'll show you, it's basically a picture of me with an arrow. Play it. It's about an 8 or 9 minute long video, but it's mandatory that you watch it before the next appearance, okay?
Yes.
I have to see it before I can take a plea. All right, and are you currently a member of or a veteran of the United States Armed Forces?
No.
Okay, good. All right, so when you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to send you an email letting you know when the pretrial conference is. They'll also appoint an attorney, or I've appointed an attorney. They'll give that attorney information about this case and your contact information, and hopefully we can resolve this at your next appearance, okay?
Okay.
All right, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, you too.
All right, back on the record regarding Jacob Ott.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, see, aren't you glad you watched it? Isn't that riveting?
Yes.
Good. All right, give me a second while I pull up your ticket again. Okay, as I indicated before, the document I have says that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the original failure to obey the traffic control device charge from December 2nd of 2021 at 9:15 in the morning in the area of Brighton Boulevard and York Street here in Commerce City. Again, is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And now you've watched the advisement of rights video, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this charge against your will?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, on December 2nd of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want to tell me that I should take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, Your Honor.
How long have you been driving in Colorado altogether?
Probably about maybe a year. Driving a truck like that, maybe a year.
Okay. No, and just even on your personal
Oh,
driving.
I moved back in 2016, so since 2016.
Okay, this looks like it's your first ticket since that time. Is that correct?
No, Your Honor.
You got another ticket in Colorado since then?
Yeah, I had got one on 270. There was a 55. I didn't know it was a 55 that they had changed the speed limit on that part of the highway, and I had been going 70, and I had got a reduced ticket for that as well, which was through Commerce City.
Yeah, for some reason it's not shown on your driving record, but you're right. But yeah, you actually got one in 2020, and you pled guilty. All right. I'm not going to consider that against you. I'll just consider this accident case. All right, your scheduled fine in this case is $160. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce it based on the nature of your plea bargain and the nature of the case to $100 plus surcharges plus court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerks will reach out to you by email later today or tomorrow. They're going to tell you what the total is. Again, it's $100 plus surcharges plus court costs. If you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you. They'll tell you how to make payment arrangements. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
Thanks, you too.
Okay, Barbara Shin, if you would unmute your device, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss both of the original charges against you from December 2nd of 2021 at about 3:20 in the afternoon from the area of 84th and Tower here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation on December 2nd of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
The only thing I can think of, Your Honor, is that I haven't had a ticket in about 10 years. I've
How
lived
long have you
in
been driving in Colorado?
a year and a half about.
Okay.
Before that, I was in New Mexico,
Whereabouts?
Albuquerque.
I don't particularly care for Albuquerque.
Neither do I. That's why I live here now.
There you go. My house is actually in Chimayo.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Okay, yeah, there's nothing particularly aggravated. Your scheduled fine in this case is $120. I'm going to reduce your fine to $60, plus surcharges, plus court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email either later today or tomorrow. They'll tell you what the total is, and if you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Okay, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. You too, Your Honor.
Larry Faulkner, if you would unmute your device, please.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Look like you're busy.
Actually, this isn't bad. This is almost what I would call a normal day.
Okay, a normal day.
Yeah, busy days are a little bit different. All right, let's see what we've got. City attorney says that if you plead guilty, oh wait, there's a default motion in here somewhere. Let me take a look, see if I can find it. There it is. Nope, that isn't it.
I believe it was a 1-point defective headlight.
No, that's not the point. I entered a default in your case when you failed to appear, and I need to take a look at what happened here. All right. First, I'll grant the request to set aside the default. The default is ordered vacated. All right, the second document I have says that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a vehicle with a defective headlight, a 1-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss both of the original charges against you from December 10th of 2021 at 12:46 in the afternoon in the area of I-270 at Highway 85 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
Yes, sir.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, sir, I did.
And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Yes, I understand.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No, sir.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, sir.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, sir.
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a vehicle with a defective headlight, a 1-point violation on December 10th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
There was another citation that I had received for no possession of insurance, but it was with it was a company vehicle. But I sent in proof through email that I got that insurance.
Yeah, the city attorney has already agreed to dismiss the no proof of insurance charges, and I did see the email that came in. So I
Okay.
got both of those. All right.
Okay, I understand now.
Yeah, there's nothing in aggravation on your driving record. The only thing I have as an aggravating factor is the collision itself. So your scheduled fine in this case is $120. I'm going to go ahead and, based on your good driving record and the plea bargain, reduce it from $120 to $70, plus surcharges, plus court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerk's going to reach out to you by email either later today or tomorrow. They will tell you what the total is and work out payment arrangements. Do you have any
All right.
questions?
No, sir, I don't.
All right. You can go ahead and leave the meeting. Just keep your eye out for that email, all right?
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Okay. Logan Johnson, if you would come to station number 2, please. Good afternoon. All right, I have a document that alleges that on January 8th of 2022 at about 7 o'clock in the morning in the area of 15955 East 101st Way, it's alleged you committed the offense of damaging property. Do you understand what it is you're accused of? The city attorney said that he reviewed the elements of the charge with you. In other words, he explained what it is he would have to prove if this case proceeded to trial in order for you to be found guilty. Did he go over those elements with you? All right, it looks like you reviewed the advisement of rights form. Is that correct? All right. And he says he wants me to appoint a guardian ad litem for you. Are you Kimberly Helton? Yes, sir. I'm legal guardian. Okay. All right. Logan, I'm going to set your case for a pretrial conference. I'm going to appoint a guardian ad litem to represent you in this case. The one thing I don't have here is a telephone number for you. Is there a telephone number where the guardian ad litem can contact Logan? Go ahead. Uh-huh. All right, 303-919-6236. All right. So I will appoint a guardian ad litem to represent Logan. We'll set this for a pretrial conference. If you go to the windows in the lobby and see my clerks, they're going to give you the notice of the new court date. We'll provide that attorney this contact information. Okay? Thank you for appearing. And Carmen, did you get that phone number? Because it's not appearing on the ticket.
I did not. I heard you saying it, but I did not write it down.
All right. Obviously, you'll need to give it to the guardian ad litem because it won't be on the ticket paperwork. It's 303-919-6236.
Thank you.
Okay. Javier Chavez, if you would come to station number 3, please. This is case number CM 303485. Give me just a minute while I pull up this ticket. All right, CM 00303-485. It looks like we mailed it to the correct address. You haven't moved from the Lone Wolf Drive, have you? No. Oh, yeah, it didn't come back to us. All right, the city attorney has no objection, though. All right, because of the holidays and the closures, I'm going to go ahead and set aside the default fine that it's timely. I'll waive the clearance fee. So the default is ordered vacated, clearance fee waived. All right, so the second document I have says that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, this is a 3-point violation. The city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge from October 20th of 2021 at about 8:21 in the evening in the area of 64th and Highway 85 here in Commerce City. Mr. Chavez, is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge? All right, did you watch the advisement of rights video? Okay, you reviewed it in writing? Okay, that's fine. And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that form? Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this charge against your will? Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea? Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today? Then to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, a 3-point violation on October 20th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty? All right, I'll accept your guilty plea. Anything you want to tell me that I should take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you? All right, there's nothing in aggravation on your driving record. Your scheduled fine was $120, which is what I entered on the default. I'll reduce your fine based on the plea bargain to $80 plus surcharges plus court costs. When you go to the windows in the lobby to see my clerks, they're going to tell you what the total is. If you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you. Do you have any questions? All right, go ahead and go out the double doors, make the left before the metal detector, and that'll get you to my clerk's window. You too. Kaylee Higgins, if you would unmute your device, please. Good afternoon. I can see you, but I can't hear you. Kaylee, are you saying anything?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yes, I can now. There you go.
Okay.
All right, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a vehicle with a defective headlight, this is a 1-point violation. The city attorney will dismiss the original charge of following too closely on November 2nd of 2021 at 8:42 in the morning in the area of 119th and Chambers Road here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, are you her mother?
Yes.
And do you understand the original charge that was filed against Kaylee?
Yes.
And do you understand the reduced charge and the condition of doing the Alive at 25 class that the city attorney is offering in an effort to resolve this case?
Yes.
Do you agree that Kaylee is acting in her best interest by accepting this resolution and pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
Yes, I do.
And your name is Sarah Higgins, is that correct? Okay. Kaylee, did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are renouncing all of the trial and appeal related rights that you were advised of on that advisement video? Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No, sir.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, sir.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, sir.
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a vehicle with a defective headlight, a 1-point violation on November 2nd of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, sir.
Is there anything that, Ms. Sarah Higgins, is there anything you want to tell me about your daughter that I should take into consideration before I impose the sentence against her?
She's a great kid. She's an excellent student, straight A's. She'll be graduating this May. That she's had straight A's for all of high school, and she's got 3 jobs on top of that. So she's a great kid, and hopefully this class will just kind of help her hone her driving skills a little bit better.
All right. I do show a speeding ticket from August 18th of 2021 from Adams County. Is that entry correct?
Correct.
All right. I'm not going to be as concerned with the 2020 case out of Firestone. All right. Let me look at this accident report. Ooh, not good. And you weren't hurt at all, Kaylee?
For the most recent accident?
Yeah, the one that we're here on today.
Oh, the one we're here on. No. No.
Is there another one?
No, you just mentioned the Firestone accident.
Okay.
So I thought that's what you were asking.
Yeah,
But
no.
no,
Like I
she
said,
was fine.
what happened in Firestone's a little too old for me to consider.
Gotcha. No, she wasn't injured in this accident that we're
Okay,
here.
that's good. Do you go to Prairie View High School?
Yes, sir.
You got to know, you got to be real careful from 104th to 120th on Chambers. First, the police patrol it all the time because kids are always running late and in a hurry to get to school, so they speed up and down that roadway. Second, especially on the morning rush, because of the ways to get out of those neighborhoods, people either have to take 120th or take 104th, and traffic northbound backs up at 120th and southbound backs up at 104th. You have to be aware of that and kind of give yourself the extra time it takes to get through those intersections safely, okay?
Yes, sir. I have recently learned that, and I do leave like 15 minutes early in office to.
Okay. One of the things I find myself telling the kids from Prairie View is during the lunch hour, everybody goes to the areas around 104th and Chambers, the King Soopers and all the fast food restaurants around there, and they're always rushing to get back to their afternoon classes. Don't make that mistake. Tell them the police camp out on Chambers Road just looking to pick off the high school kids speeding to get back to school for after lunch. So don't be one of those kids doing that. Make sure you leave plenty of time and tell your friends if you're a passenger not to speed along Chambers, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see what we can do with this. All right, this one is, all right, schedule fine's $280. I'm going to impose the $280 fine. I'm going to suspend 160 of it, more than half. I can't do less than that because of the, or I can't suspend more than that because of the prior and the accident in this case. But I am going to suspend 160. That leaves a fine of $120 plus surcharges and court costs. I am going to order that you do the Alive at 25 class because, like your mother, I'm hoping that it'll teach you some valuable lessons and it'll improve your driving in the long run. So when you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email either later today or tomorrow. They're going to tell you what the total is in terms of the fines and costs and work out payment arrangements for you. They'll give you a referral to the people that put on the Alive for 25 class. It's really important that you contact them right away because I know for a fact that that class is getting filled up and backed up almost 2 months out. So make sure you contact them today or tomorrow, get signed up for the class, make sure you get it completed before the deadline my clerks give you. It's your responsibility to submit that certificate of completion to the court on or before the deadline my staff gives you, okay? Also, Sarah Higgins, you should get a copy of that Alive at 25 certificate, send it to your insurance agent, because with, the accident in this case and the speeding cases, they're probably going to raise your rates, as it relates to Kaylee. You never know. They might give you a discount for her doing a driving class. It doesn't hurt to send it in and ask, okay? And then just keep another copy available to you because, you're getting points now. You might need a copy of that certificate of completion to take with you to DMV. So original for the court, copy for your mom's insurance, copy for DMV just in case. Kaylee or Sarah, do either one of you have any questions?
Yeah, I actually looked at the website to register her for the class because we knew that was going to be mandatory. And it says that there's online and Zoom, but that we have to get the court's approval to do Zoom. Does either one matter to you?
Yeah, you can do Zoom, or you can do it online. You don't have to do the in-person, especially considering the current health status. So
okay, I just wanted to make sure you do the online and that it would qualify.
It does. Online is okay. I'm making a note in case my staff has that question as well. All right, any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay, then you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Keep an eye out for that email from my staff.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good afternoon.
You too.
Faith De Luna, if you would unmute your device, please. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, give me a second. I want to take a look at the earlier order that I heard in this case. Have you done the Alive at 25 class?
No, sir. We did 16 hours of community service.
Yeah, I've got the proof of the community service. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I remembered that there was something that was strange about this one. Yeah, so we accepted the 16 hours instead of having you do the class. All right, good. And the city attorney acknowledged that she's done the class. I'm sorry, the community service. So he's saying that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a vehicle with an obstructed windshield, that's a 0-point violation. He will now dismiss the original charge against you from September 9th of 2021 at 8 o'clock in the morning in the area of Cameron Drive and East 120th Avenue. Faith, is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're Julie De Luna, her mother?
Yes.
And do you understand the original charge filed against your daughter?
Yes, sir.
And the reduced charge that the city attorney is offering your daughter in an effort to resolve this case?
Yes, sir.
Do you agree that your daughter is acting in her best interest by accepting this disposition and pleading guilty to this 0-point offense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Faith, did you watch the advisement of rights video either this time or the first time you came in?
Yes.
And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of those trial and appeal related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Yes.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No.
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a vehicle with an obstructed windshield, a 0-point violation on September 9th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, sir.
Okay, because you did the community service and this case is dragged out and there was no accident, what I'm going to do is impose a minimum fine, which is $25 plus surcharges plus court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to contact you by email today. They will tell you the total. If you need them to, they'll work out payment arrangements. Do you have any questions?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, you can go ahead and leave the meeting.
Okay.
Okay, Gavin Dotson, if you would unmute your device, please.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. All right, I have a document that indicates that you're good just like that. Try to hold it still. It makes me dizzy if it goes back and forth. I have a document that indicates that you're pleading guilty to the charge of unlawful possession and consumption of alcohol by an underage person, which happened on December 5th of 2021, shortly after 1 o'clock in the morning in the area of 10856 Quintero Street here in Commerce City. Is that how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this charge?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and are you Jennifer Dotson, his mother?
I am.
Okay. Do you understand the charge that was filed against your son?
Yes, he was underage drinking.
Yep. And do you agree that your son is acting in his best interest by accepting this resolution and pleading guilty to committing this offense?
I do. He's guilty of it. He should accept that he's guilty of it.
Okay, thank you. Gavin, did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you would be entitled to in this case? But by me accepting this guilty plea, you're waiving all those rights. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this charge against your will?
No, sir.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, sir.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, sir.
Then to the charge of unlawful possession and consumption of alcohol by an underage person on December 5th of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. I'll find it's knowing, intelligently, and voluntarily made with a full understanding of the rights being waived as well as the possible consequences. Give me just a moment, please. Okay, actually, you live in Thornton, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, have you ever done a drug and alcohol education class?
No, sir.
All right, is there anything you want to tell me that I should consider before I impose the sentence against you?
No, sir.
Okay, is there anything you want to tell me about your son that I should take into consideration?
No, sir.
Okay, there's this outfit in Thornton called The Link. I'm going to send you to the link. They're going to do a family evaluation. I'm also going to have them refer you just to do the one-day drug and alcohol class. That's going to be an order of the court. So listen carefully to how I'm imposing the sentence. I'm going to impose a fine of $300. I'm going to suspend the entire fine, the entire $300, on the condition that you do the drug and alcohol class and any other classes that you were referred to from the link. I'm also ordering that you're not to commit any new law violations in Commerce City for a period of 1 year. Now, obviously, I get that you came to Commerce City to do this party with all your friends. So I think that's the easiest part for you to comply with is basically if you come back to Commerce City, you got to stay out of trouble, okay? So ultimately, all this is going to cost you is court costs of $29 if you do follow my order. So I'm going to have my staff send you the referral to the link. I'm going to indicate that I want you to do the drug and alcohol education, but they're going to do a complete evaluation, and they may refer you to something in addition to that. That's going to be up to them. I'm just ordering you to comply with whatever they refer you to. If all they refer you to is drug and alcohol class, then I'm fine with that too. I'm not ordering community service. I'm not trying to take any of your money, but it's a $300 fine, $300 of it suspended on the condition you pay the court costs, you would do the referral to the link, do the drug and alcohol class, and commit no new law violations in Commerce City for a period of 1 year. Do you have any questions about my order?
No, sir.
I just have
Ms.
one.
Dodson?
I just have one question. I'm battling COVID right now, and I was just had a chest X-ray yesterday. I've got pneumonia. I'm waiting to hear back if they're going to send me to the hospital. What's going on? I've been pretty sick. So can you bear with us on this timeline? I'm the only person to do this with him.
Sure. No, that's fine. And again, it's not likely that they're going to get you in for a couple of weeks anyway. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Just
Any
make
other
sure I've been
questions?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right. You can go ahead and leave the meeting. Keep your eye out from that email from my staff.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Donovan Teague, if you would unmute your device, please.
Hi.
Good afternoon. Give me a minute while I pull up your case. Okay, it looks like there's a warrant, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel the warrant.
Thank you.
And is Sonia Reddick there as well?
Yes, sir. I'm right behind him. I'm here.
Okay. Is there a camera option available on your device or Donovan's device?
I think so. Let me ask you. How do you put the camera?
All right. It might just be that you don't have enough bandwidth.
See it right there?
Yeah, sort of. All I'm catching is Donovan's knees.
I don't know how to flip the camera.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
You see it?
It was working for a second there.
Yeah. See, go back to. But I don't know how to flip the camera. I think you just leave it like that. No. Why would he need to see my leg?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's okay.
I think you have
Don't
to
worry.
turn it around.
Yeah, turn it around so that I can see both of you and then flip it back, okay? Okay, we're good. All right. I just want to make sure that you're cool. I think you are. You're good. All right, so you can turn the camera off again. All right, let's see what the history is, because I know that there was something that was going on before. All right. So we sent this matter over for a pretrial conference, and then it looks like there was a failure to appear on that last return date. So we'll reset this for another pretrial conference. City attorney says that he needs proof of the completion of the community service. I mean, he indicates that you've done it. We just haven't received the proof yet. And then we're going to have you do the petty theft class. We'll waive the necessity of the essay, but we will want that certificate of completion of the next date. So, Ms. Reddick and Donovan, when you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to send you the notice of the new court date. Make sure you find the proof of the community service and get it submitted to my court before that next court date. Also, they'll give you another referral to the people that put on the class. Make sure to tell the people in the class that I've authorized you to do the class and not do the essay, but I still need that certificate of completion filed with my clerk on or before the next court date. So they'll send you the reminder notice, the referral to the class, and make sure that you file the certificate showing that you've completed the community service, the hours sheet with my staff before the next court date. Ms. Reddick or Donovan, do either of you have any questions?
I didn't know that we were in a pre-trial. I didn't know what a pre-trial conference was.
The pre-trial conference is just the hearing in between the first appearance date and if the case proceeds to trial. So we call that a pre-trial conference date, just to show that you've been here before, so I don't have to go through the entire advisement issue. Okay?
Oh, okay. I comprehend. Okay.
All right. So do you have any questions about what's expected for the next court date?
Oh, yes, sir. I have one question. We already paid for the SAE class, the $75. We were never able to get in that class, and I was wondering, do we have to pay it again, the $75?
Normally not, if there was some problem with either them getting you the materials or you hooking up with the class. You'll need to take that up with them.
Oh, okay. And then Donovan needs the court address, website or what have you to go ahead and turn in that community service.
Okay, my clerks will send that to you by email, so you should get that today or tomorrow. Okay?
Okay, all righty. That's all I wanted to know.
All right. If we're all set,
Thank you so much.
You can go ahead and leave the meeting. All right, take care. Have a good afternoon.
And have a wonderful day as well.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. What is
Is there anybody else left on Zoom, Carmen? I don't have a problem with him having the conviction on his record. That's one that. Right. The defendant failed to appear on the trial? Actually, everyone failed to appear. All right, well, let me do this other one first. Right. Leslie Mendoza, if you would go to station number 3, please, along with your parent. Good afternoon. And are you Armida Juarez? Right, just to make a clear record, to the best of my knowledge, you and I are not related in any way, are we? I don't think so either, but I need to make a clear record. All right. I have a document that indicates that if Leslie, oh, wait a minute, let's see this. Oh, okay, that makes sense. If Leslie pleads guilty to the added reduced charge of engaging in careless driving, a 4-point violation, and attends the Alive at 25 class, and does 16 hours of community service, the city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge from November 27th of 2021 at about 9:15 in the evening in the area of 10500 East 120th Avenue here in Commerce City. Leslie, is this how you wish to resolve your case today? Okay. And Ms. Juarez, are you her mother? Do you understand the original charge filed against your daughter? And do you agree that your daughter is acting in her best interest by accepting the proposed resolution being offered to her by the city attorney in this case? And that includes pleading guilty to the careless driving charge. You understand that? All right. Leslie, did you watch the advisement of rights video? Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video? Do you understand that? Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will? Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea? Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today? Then to the added reduced charge of engaging in careless driving, a 4-point violation on November 27th of 2021 at about 9:15 in the evening here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty? I'll accept your guilty plea. I'll find it's knowing, intelligently, and voluntarily made with a full understanding of the rights being waived as well as the possible consequences. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you? Were you rushing home to beat curfew or something? I'm looking at your height and weight, and you look barely heavy enough to push the gas pedal that hard. That's not good. Do you understand that? I mean, not only are you going almost twice the speed limit, you're going really fast, especially on the 120th. This looks like it's your first ticket, is that correct? All right. Ms. Juarez, is there anything you want to tell me about Leslie that I should take into consideration before I impose the sentence against her? All right. Do you go to Prairie View? Yeah, you got to watch it. The police patrol 120th. They patrol Chambers. They patrol, all those areas up to Highway 85 a lot. So you need to be real careful because this is going to put you. I mean, at your age, you can't afford to get another ticket. You get that, right? All right. Let me do the math here. All right, your scheduled fine is $240. I'm going to impose the $240 fine I'm going to suspend 140 of it, more than half. I am going to order that you do the Alive at 25 class. I'm going to have you do the 16 hours of community service. So that'll leave a fine of $100 plus court costs. That's still pretty hefty for a first offense, but I really just have a hard time even believing you let yourself go that fast, even at night. You know, that's just way too fast. 120th is way too busy of a roadway. Don't do that again, okay? All right, so when you go to the windows in the lobby and see my clerk, they're going to tell you what the total is. It's a $100 fine plus surcharges and court costs. They're going to give you the referral to the people that put on the Alive at 25 class. It's really important that you contact those people today or tomorrow, get her signed up for a class, because my clerks are going to give you a deadline, and you need to make sure you get into a class that's before that deadline. When you finish the class, they'll give you a certificate of completion. Make sure you submit that certificate of completion to my court on or before the deadline my clerks give you. Give your mom a copy of it, send it into your insurance agent. You never know, they might give you a discount for her doing a driving class, okay? And then hold on to another copy just in case you find yourself in front of a DMV hearing officer. You're going to want proof that you're trying to improve your driving by having that certificate with you if you have to go to DMV. So original for the court, copy for your mother's insurance, copy for DMV just in case. My clerks are going to give you the form we use for community service. They're going to give you plenty of time to get the community service done. And because of your school and work schedule, if you're running out of time, make sure you ask for an extension before that deadline if you're not going to be able to get it done by then. But find a place that you want to volunteer at. That way it's less like punishment. It doesn't have to be in Commerce City. It can be anywhere. The only requirement that I make is that the place that you pick must be a legitimate nonprofit agency, okay? Churches, schools, Boys and Girls Club, Meals on Wheels, food banks, I don't care where you do it. Just make sure it's a legitimate nonprofit. Do the work, have them fill out the form, and submit that to the court by the deadline. And then please, don't ever disregard everything and do something like this again, okay? For your safety and the safety of everybody else out there. You should have one goal whenever you get behind the wheel of a car from now on. That's, if you're going home, to get home safely. Wherever else you're going, just to get there safely. That's the number one priority. Never plan on getting someplace more quickly in your car. That's how mistakes get made. Never be in a hurry in your car, okay? All right. Do you have any questions? Ms. Juarez, do you have any questions? All right. If you'll go to the windows in the lobby, see my clerk, they'll take care of you. Mm-hmm. All right, court's on the record in case number, oh shoot, we need to wait a minute. Mr. Gollin, I need one of the stations cleaned. Okay. Whatever it takes. That's not a good thing. And other duties as assigned, right? Not my responsibility, but yes, I'm surprised because people have shown up each of the prior times. Right. Oh, okay. Daniel Ledesma, if you would come to station number 1, please. Good afternoon. I'm doing good. Happy birthday. Heck of a way to spend your birthday having to go to court. All right, I have a document that says that you're pleading guilty to the charge of violating the window tinting limits and restrictions here in Commerce City on December 6th of 2021 at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon in the area of 88th and Highway 2 here in Commerce City. This is a 0-point violation, so it's the lowest charge you could get. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today? Did you watch the advisement of rights video? And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea today, you are waiving all of those trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video? Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this charge against your will? Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea? Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today? Then to the charge of violating the ordinance regarding window tinting on December 6th of 2021, a 0-point violation. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty? I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want to tell me that I should take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you? Have you gotten the window tinting stuff resolved? It's still there? Yeah, you need to do that because you can keep getting these tickets. And this first one, I'm just going to give you court costs only. I'm not imposing a fine, but if you come back again, then I'm going to start giving you a fine, all right? So it's going to be $29. Go to the windows, see my clerks. It's costs only. They'll work out payment arrangements for you, okay? Go to the windows, see my clerk. I said, just go out the double doors and to the left and see my clerk. Mr. Gollin. Can you see if Mr. Gollin's in his office? I don't think he can hear me. Oh, there he is. Mr. Gollin, I'm going to need you to rewrite all three of these back up and then give them all back to me before they get scanned. No, because they're all on Spanish language disposition forms. But I'll need them back so that I can rewrite what I wrote across the bottom. Hey, don't look at me. I just looked at them and said that these are Spanish. Why are they Spanish? Okay. Court's on the record in case number EM-7616. This is the trial matter for Julian Lorcero. We'll note that the defendant has failed to appear, and in fact, all of the witnesses have failed to appear. The address that we had for Marie Annette Dixon was returned. I assume she was one of the witnesses. The officer has failed to appear, and the defendant has failed to appear. Okay, warrant will issue for the defendant. Bond is going to be set in the amount of $200, personal recognizance bond. I don't show any prior failures to appear. All right, Carmen, do you need me to clarify anything? Or Alma, either one of you?